Welcome! Oh, shoot, I gotta sneeze immediately. As soon as I hit. I tried to cover up. I'm so sorry. Welcome to Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. Here we are. We're rolling. It's a Friday. I did not record anything yesterday. Nothing exciting happened. What did I end up doing? Yesterday, I went out to a job. We were done at noon. I'm trying to remember what the job was. And, yeah, that was about it. That was about it. Went out to a job for a couple hours, went back to the shop, and fucking weed eated. And then I took the fucking brush hog because I said I'm done weed eating. He's like, "There's that spot over there." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even think that was anything that needed to be done." He's like, "Yeah, it needs to be done." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm still. So last episode, I talked about my boss and how I might have pissed him off, I believe. And so if it was like halfway through yesterday, I was like, "Oh, he doesn't give a fuck." He was fucking with me and he probably totally forgot about everything. So if I had recorded an episode, I'd been like, "Oh yeah, my boss was fine. He didn't give a shit. It was all jokes and everything." So what happened was the ER guy was walking by and I said, "Oh, this is the guy that Ed's been talking shit about." And then he got super upset at that. And I was like, "Are you seriously upset?" Because, like, that's just what we do here, I kind of felt like. And he's like, "Yes, I am upset." But I couldn't tell if he was, like, just fucking with me. I ain't got no fucking spitter. Poor coffee cup. You poor coffee cup. I'm going to have to chug you and then spit in you. Because man, annoying. Watch out, doggy. Poor little doggy walking in the road. Yeah, so it was just a simple little funny kind of joke, and he actually took it, and then he was like, "You need to go fix it." And I told him that I was like, "Our boss respects you," and then he's like, "Oh god damn it." And then so halfway through yesterday, I thought we were good, and then it got back to the mowing situation. What are you doing? What are you doing? What lane are you in? Holy moly, these fucking grain haulers are so fucking dumb. You don't know how to do shit. You got your super hopper, temp, tempty, super hopper, and you don't know how to drive. What are you doing? He was in the right turn lane and then turned left, and it's like the left turn lane is plenty sufficient for anybody and everybody else. Don't know what your deal is, bud. So yeah, later on, the ER guy came into the office and he was like, "Hey, I need you to tell him what really happened." I'm like, "Tell him what?" He's like, "Tell him what really happened. I never talked shit on him." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Hey, ER guy, he actually didn't talk shit on you." He's like, "I didn't think he did." I'm like, "I know. I know. This is now it's very awkward." So my boss used to be a cop. So I don't know. He's easy. He's fun to get along with, but he's got a weird sense of humor sometimes, and it's kind of hard to figure out. With me, I'm always bullshitting. Like the entire time, I'm bullshitting. I'm being funny. You can make fun of me. I don't give a fuck. But yeah. And then he told me, "Yeah, go weed eat that fucking area. That area." He didn't think you could fit a brush hog down in there, so that's why he said, "Go weed eat it." And the only weed eater I had was that fucking. It had residential wire on it. That's the only wire I could get from the shop. I could have went out and got some better stuff or something, but I was like, this is going to take for fucking ever. So I chopped it down to waist length. Just walking through it, I'm looking at the ground. I'm like, there's not that many rocks back here. I think it'll be all right. And if I move that thing out of the way, I bet you I could get that brush hog down here and I'll mow it down. Because he just wants it done. I think it's just, he thinks he's giving me a shit job to do, but I actually kind of enjoyed it. And then I went and grabbed a brush hog. I got the entire thing mowed down. And then at the very end, there's this one little spot that I wanted to get to. And I bump up to it. And I hit a fucking rock with the brush hog. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then one of the blades, because they swing, one of them got stuck. And so I brought it in, and the guy this was the one good mower that he had left. And he's like, you broke that one? I'm like, define broke, because I think it's just it just needs a bolt taken out and putting back in. You know, it's not the big deal. And he was really upset, but I sat there and I got it fixed before I left yesterday. But yeah, and then I went home and I didn't do a fucking thing. I did. I stopped at my store. I fell off the wagon and I I bought some Twisted Teas and Cayman Jacks for me and my wife. I thought we were going to enjoy them yesterday, but it turned out it was only me. I drank 5 of the 6, which is a dumb idea. What am I going to do with one Twisted Tea? One Twisted Tea equals only half of a Twisted Tea anyways, because you have to have 2 of them. You can't have just one. You gotta drink 2 of them. And here's the traffic. Yeah, and then I got into work today. My job today is to drive out to Warrensburg. There's an excavation that we're going to be working on. And all I had to do, we're going to basically be dump truck drivers today. I got a roll-off truck with an open top dumpster. I'm going to drive out there. They're going to scoop some dirt into my bed, and then I'm going to leave. And we got 2 trucks doing it. I got to spit out this window. Let me roll the window up again. It's kind of loud, but it is kind of warm in here. Why is it on the heat? What the fuck was I saying? They drank the Twisted Teas. Thought I was just saying something else. Oh yeah, today. So yeah, just running dump trucks, and then I get the truck. It's a truck that I really like. 255. It's a newer roll-off truck. It's a Peterbilt, but it's cushy on the inside. It is so nice on the inside. It's like, this is what, like, if you're a tow truck driver and you got, because they, the only difference between this and that is a flatbed instead of a rollback bed. But if you were a tow truck driver, this is what you want. It's cushy on the inside. It's all nice and neat. It's got all the bells and whistles. And I start driving it. I did a pre-trip, and I did notice a little bit of oil in one of my wheels, so the hub seal was not good, but I was kind of being rushed along, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just go out there. And as I'm driving out to go get my dumpster picked up, I just hear this bang, 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 bang the whole freaking time I'm driving, so I had to pull over and get out and look, and turns out it was the hydraulic tank that's mounted with straps, not like metal straps, right behind the cab. One of those metal straps was broken, and it's been broken for a while. Like, I haven't drove this particular roll-off in a while. And I was like, well, that's not good. I can't be driving around like that because the whole strap is just like hanging off to the side. Plus, the truck was parked about a foot from the rail. We have a spur that comes through our yard. It was parked about a foot from the spur, which is not okay. It needs to be at least 2 foot, and really you want it further than that because those train spotters will come in there and they'll put cars in there, and it would have hit the fucking truck. Also, I get in it and I fire it up after checking the oil and the coolant and everything. The fucking brake wasn't even set. So that truck was sitting there, and it had air in the tank, so those brakes were not set. That truck could have just rolled. I mean, it's on flat gravel, so it's not going to just like roll super duper freely or anything, but still, that thing was. I'm like, who the fuck drove this beforehand? It was also missing a mud flap and had an engine light on, and the interior was full of fucking trash and shit. So yeah, I mean, I probably made a mistake by even touching that truck. I should have just alerted people about it and then said, hey, I'm going to take the other roll off. But I really wanted to run that roll off today because it's a nice truck. But I don't know. I had so many problems. But I went over, I got my dumpster picked up, brought it back to the yard, and that's where I'm at now, basically. I grabbed the other roll off that is a rental, and we're supposed to be returning. They just returned one of them today. We had two identical roll-offs that we were renting. One of them got returned. The one that I'm in was prepped to be returned. So that means our little shop guy, that he's a young guy. He's a son of one of our uh, supervisors. He's got a little part-time job. He's here every other day, and he just does little bullshit, mainly swapping out tires on trucks, which I guess isn't little bullshit, but he's getting paid a decent amount of money at, like, I think he's like 17, and he went through this entire truck and cleaned it all up. It's all wiped down, all nice and neat and smooth and good. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll run this truck. I'm not a fan of the seat. The seat has a lumbar in it that you can't. That's just the way it is. So my back might end up start hurting. Maybe my back will actually hurt less after this. I don't know. I don't know what the design of this seat is, but I feel like there's something. I'm leaning up against the bar is what it feels like. This fucking dumbass truck driver. Yes, you knew that your lane ended and you ran it up to the end, and now we all have to stop to let your fucking bitch ass in. And now there's a line of cars behind you that want to get in also, and it's just like, what the fuck, you fuckheads. Going out to Warrensburg, and there's a few different directions I can go to get there. But I think I'm going to go. Well, let's just see what the GPS says. GPS says to take I-70 all the way out to 13. No, I'm not doing that. 5 minutes slower to take 50 highway. Go through, take 71 south. Down into Lee Summit. And then 50. This poor coffee cup. Normally, these trucks are so dirty, you could spit on the floor and nobody would even notice. I did that a couple of times, but I try not to do that because that's pretty gross. If people found out, oh god, they'd be like, "What the fuck? You're like, those are community trucks, and you're just spitting on the floor." Like, dude, that's literally human shit on the floor. That's human shit mixed with pig guts on the floor, and you're worried about my food grade tobacco spit. I gotta spit. I gotta spit. I don't want to spit on the floor. So, yeah, this next week I am going to be out of town all week long. It is confirmed. I'm going to be taking a decent vac truck. Going to be driving Sunday night It's a 4-hour drive, and I got to be somewhere at 8 a.m. So tonight I need to figure out a hotel for Sunday night, at least along the way, and then a hotel for the rest of the week. Be getting that per diem. I get prevailing and per diem mixed up all the time, but it's per diem. $55 a day, which isn't the greatest, but it's not. I mean, it's okay. It's going to be a nice little separate check for me. And then plus I got that extra $200 of prevailing wage on this check, which is nice. And then I found out, I was talking to one of the guys sitting in the office the other day, and he was talking about his vacation time. I think I already went through this. But he's like, yeah, you can use your vacation time on the weekends, and they'll pay you, regular time for that. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I had no idea that was even possible. Coming over, bitches. I got one more I got to come over to. I got one more I got to do. There we go. What a nice trucker. Let me in. All these fucking cars, they never give you any slack. They're all motherfuckers is what they are. Big pothole. Hello. I can skip that pothole in my car, but I can't skip that pothole in a truck. The lane is just too small. Yeah, so this weekend, today I have to be off by a certain time. Both parents and both children must attend to get passports. Which is like, why do both parents have to be there? At least one parent. I guess people can, fucking take their children out of the country without both parents knowing. I guess, I don't know. We got a cruise coming up next year, so we need to have passports, which is weird. Why do we need? I mean, I guess we will be in Canadian waters or something at some point in time, but we're going to Alaska. We're going from Washington to Alaska on a boat. It's all U.S. stuff. Like, why do I need a passport? What am I? They gonna keep me in fucking Canada? If I stay in Canada, I'm definitely quitting my fucking diet. Well, I'll be eating a lot of moose, but then I'll have some poutine, gravy, and fries. Can you add some cheese to it? I don't know if that's allowed. And then also maple syrup with some waffles or pancakes or something. I'll be fucking fucked up on those things. And to be honest, I'm probably not going to follow. I'm going to try to follow my diet everywhere I go. But on this cruise, I'm thinking all bets are off. I should be, by the time I go on the cruise, I should be down to my goal weight. So maybe if I just try to not cheat, I'll cheat on Thanksgiving, maybe Christmas, maybe New Year's, and then I don't know when else there would be a good time to cheat. Just a random weekend. But yeah, I don't know. So today, that's what I got to do. I gotta hurry and boogie out here, try to get some loads taken of dirt to the landfill, and then turn around and make it back here by 3, so I can be off by 3:30, so I can be home by 4 or 4:15, so I can get ready to go to the fucking office thing. This isn't going to take very long. It's kind of bullshit that I need to take off. But especially whenever, like, I'm getting begged for hours from my family. Please work more, Daddy! Just kidding. The kids are never going to say that. They want me to be home all the time. Made my son cry last night. That's interesting. We were eating. I was on an empty stomach and I had chugged 5 sweet or twisted teas. So I was feeling it a little bit. I don't drink often at all. I am a lightweight. I'm sorry to all the people that want to be macho out there and say 5 twisted teas and you were fucking smashed. I was not smashed. I was just feeling good. And I was being funny with the kids. My son, he had chicken nuggets, and I said, put that chicken nugget in your mouth. And he's like, no, I already have too much food in my mouth. I was like, put it in! And he started crying. I was like, oh, I was just kidding, bud. But I guess, I don't know, tried to look at it from his perspective. He's got it, his dad is, you know, a little under the influence, yelling at him to shove chicken nuggets in his mouth. Poor guy. But I was like, I'm just kidding. You know, I went straight to super duper lovey dad. Right after that, I was like, dude, I was just kidding. I was just kidding. You can spit it out. I don't know. He got chicken nuggets and a single cheeseburger from McDonald's the other day, and he ate it all, and he was asking for more. So this time we got him more chicken nuggets and a double cheeseburger. And he was not wanting to eat any of it. I was like, come on! Like, we spent extra so you could have enough food this time, and now you don't want to eat it. The hell, dude. Like, we went through, Mom and me jumped through hoops to get you that food. I got blood, sweat, and a couple of beers on my hands for them chicken nuggets. You don't want to eat them? Who put you under this roof? I'm just kidding. I didn't say any of that shit, but I gotta understand they are still a little bit sensitive. I can't be too funny with them all the time. But I don't know. They usually know that I'm always joking around. There isn't anybody that I'm around that I'm not fucking around with. Every single person, I'm fucking around with them. Except for a police officer who pulls me over, 10 and 2. Then they want to be like, I don't know. I haven't been pulled over in a while. I thought I was going to get pulled over the other day. I was pulling in my neighborhood. I was doing 31 and a 25, and a cop car just pulled right out. And I was like, oh, shit. 6 over in my neighborhood. Please don't pull me over. And then you can't go straight down to 25. You got to act like your speedometer's off a little bit and keep going like 28 or whatever and be like, I was actually only doing 2 over. Because they don't know. You know, they give you a little bit of a leniency. This coffee is not good. I tried a s'mores. It's called Infusions with S'mores or something. Probably has sugar in it, and I added sugar to it. And a creamer. French vanilla. And I don't know. The combination ain't good. I don't know. Maybe it's just not good in general. Got coffee going down my face. Pour coffee cup. You're getting spit in now. Last night, I did not have McDonald's. The kids had McDonald's, and the wife. I had this place called The Other Place, and I ordered a 12-piece of flat chicken wings, buffalo wings. The wings, I don't know. It should have been cheaper. That's all I'm saying. It should have been cheaper for what I received. Their blue cheese, I like a chunky blue cheese. And to some people, that's going to gross you out. But I don't know. It's got to have a little bit of a texture to it. This blue cheese, I couldn't tell if it was ranch or blue cheese. It's got a little bit, it's like mixed together. I don't know. Or they just, they pulled all the little chunks out of my blue cheese dressing. I don't know. And then I got the the second hottest they have. They have like super hot and then medium. And I got medium, and they were not spicy whatsoever. Like, they didn't have any kick to them at all. I was kind of disappointed. So, if you go to the other place, they do have delicious food there. But the chicken wings are not, don't expect a lot out of those. And I got it delivered, not delivered, but my wife picked it up and brought it home. So it might be a little bit different if it's fresh out the kitchen. Trying to think of that Nelly song, "Fresh Out the Kitchen," the song. But their blue cheese, there's no accepting that. Like, that's not right. Okay, you gotta let that sit in the sun for a couple more days or something. I don't know. That blue cheese was not good. But I had wings from somewhere the other day, and they were fucking delicious. The blue cheese was great. The wings were good. Unfortunately, I got a lot of drums, and I like drums, but I like the flats better. It's about the same density of bone in both, because the flats are thinner bone. But I don't know. I feel like you get more meat off of the flats, because those drums, there's all that cartilage and all that bullshit on the top that you chew on it, and then you suck on it, and then you spit it out because it's too hard, and you're like, I shouldn't eat that. Yeah, that's about it. The port strike is over. Those port guys are going to get a 62% wage increase over on the East Coast and the Gulf. Apparently, they wanted to get closer to the wage rates of the West Coast. So now, I don't know, is the West Coast going to strike now? They're going to be like, hey, you're going to give them more money, you're going to give us more money too. But yeah, 62% wage increase, which at face value, you're like, whoa. But no, it's over the next 6 years. So that's actually not going to be that great of a 10% raise every year is good. But they're already making $40 an hour, or they're making like 39 bucks an hour, and they're going to be getting paid quite a bit. Which is all right. I mean, we need those guys. We got to have them. They really wanted to get rid of the AI stuff, but during their strike, they were like, oh, 62%, I guess we'll be cool with that. And they, bring in the robots, because they didn't address anything with the robots in their claims, is from what I heard on the radio. Now, there's could be a bunch of other shit going on. And then also, I ran into a bunch of videos. I don't know if I just got stuck into an algorithm for weather control, but a lot of people are posting up videos of all these blips on the radar of them controlling the weather, and how that hurricane type storm came and landed right in North Carolina, and then it's like what they're claiming, which I don't know if I believe or not, but it's just some interesting stuff to look at. Is they got these little blips on the radar, and it's kind of insane, because I know where the Doppler is out here. It's in Pleasant Hill, Missouri, and then there's another one down in Springfield, and then there's another one over right on the Kansas side, and then but there was a bunch of those little blips, but those blips, they were consistent with where the weather Doppler station is, and it's like, I thought that thing just read the clouds. I didn't think that thing was able to do anything other than just Doppler radar stuff. But I don't know. I think they're claiming, which I could be fucking It could just be, yeah, the sensors are sending out a signal, and yeah, that's what you're seeing, but it's not actually doing anything. And the storm, that's where it did. But they're like, oh, the lithium deposits in North Carolina, they're fucking destroying all the homes out there so they can get all that lithium so we can have electric cars, blah, 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 going nuts. People going fucking nuts on all that shit. I'm like, I don't know if I believe all that. That's, what are you doing? This guy tried to pass me. It's my lane. What are you talking? Fucking fuckhead. I do not want to do 55, car. I do not want to do 55. Uh, yeah, it was 2 lanes that merge into one, and then the white line goes away. But this guy thought that it was still going to be there. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He about. I just drove like normal. He about got fucking taken out. Coming over. Yeah, I don't like this truck. The whole steering column is in the way of all the gauges. It's so weird. It's a Freightliner. The Bug-Eye Freightliner. I don't know. A robotic transformer looking Freightliner hood. But yeah, the whole steering column, there's nowhere you can put it. I guess if you raise your seat all the way to the fucking roof, you might be able to look down and see some gauges. But then you're going to have the fucking roof is going to be in the way of fucking your vision. So I don't know. But I can't see any of my gauges. I can see if I'm doing 30 to 65. That's the only time I can see the tip of the red needle on my gauge. Looks like I'm going to be there in 45 minutes. I feel like it's been longer than 15 minutes since I left the shop because it said it was only going to be an hour. Whatever. So yes, tonight I'm going to be doing that stuff with the kids and then going home. And I don't know, if I'm feeling up for it, which I think I will, I'm going to go out and start doing something to the truck. If I'm going to bang one of those panels into the floor pan. And then since I got paid, so the window switches, yeah, they were complete. They canceled my order. They must have been part of that shipping cargo largo ordeal or whatever the fuck it was. So my window switches were canceled, but I ordered new window switches, and I don't know why I ordered those window switches. I think they were the cheapest, and they were in the right style that I wanted. So I just clicked them. I didn't realize that they were going to be like never come to my house. So they canceled my order automatically, which is fine, whatever. And then I made a new order, and the new switches are the same exact thing. They're just a different Chinese company, and they're going to be here tomorrow, which is kind of nice. So this weekend, I'm going to probably try to get my windows to work. And then I think I'm just going to go to Home Depot and buy a foot square of diamond plate and try to remake my deal. But I've been thinking about that. I might just chop off. I think I already talked about it enough, but I can either plug up those holes. If I can get a hole saw to cut a piece that'll fit in the side there, and I can just plug up those holes, it'll look like shit. Yes, I know. But I can just plug up those holes. I could probably get a quarter. I could probably put a quarter in there, like glue a quarter in those holes. They're 19 millimeter, which is, I don't know, roughly the size of a quarter. plug up the hole. That guy's donut is flat. Like, dude, yeah, you can't drive on that for very long. And you had it on the front of your car. If you get a donut, if you have a front wheel drive car and you get a flat tire on the front wheel, you're gonna have to do a little bit of extra work. You don't want that donut to be on the power wheels. You want it to be on the rear because those have no power to them. So put your donut on the back. There's a lot of much more weight up front on those front wheel drive cars than you probably really think about, and all the steering and all that shit. Put the donut on the rear. You're gonna have to take off if you have a front right blowout. Take the front right blowout off. Take the rear right wheel tire off and put it up on front, and then put the donut on the back. You don't want all that on there. And if you have a rear wheel drive car, it kind of sucks for a rear wheel drive because you don't want to have a drive donut tire. But I think I'd rather have a donut on the rear of any car. You don't want, because whenever you turn, all that force is pushed on that tire, and those donuts are tiny. You want it on the rear. And even a rear wheel drive car, most rear wheel drive cars you got out here these days are open differential. So it's going to have power to it sometimes, but not really. And it's mainly being pulled along rather than spinning to power. And I don't know if that's official anywhere or anything like that. That's just my personal opinion on if you have a donut. And if you have to use your donut, whenever you're done using your donut, try to go find another fucking wheel at the junkyard that's a full-size wheel, and then throw that in your trunk. I mean, it's not going to fit right, but at least if you get a flat tire, you can have a full-size fucking tire on there that's not going to be a piece of shit donut. Like, those donuts fucking blow, dude. Like, they're not good. I don't know. And they will also blow up. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about this today and this weekend. Saturday or Sunday night, I'm gonna have to leave home. I'm gonna pack my bag with all my shit, and I'm gonna get out of there, and I'm gonna go to something Iowa. I can't remember the name of it. Cedar Creek, Cedar Valley, Cedar Rapids, something like that. I'm gonna go out there and hang out in a hotel. I might as well bring my fucking laptop, because I ain't gonna have shit else to do but play on my phone and jerk it. Might as well bring the damn laptop so I can play some of my games. Both of them updated, and I only played a little bit of one of them. So me being out of town for a week sounds like that's going to be a good time to bring the laptop and play some games. And I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing out there. I'm taking a vac truck, but where am I taking the vac truck? And what is the use for? I got to bring 3 3-inch and 3 2-inch hoses, and make sure I got all the couplers and all the good shit, and extra oil, pump oil, and some manifests and paperwork and all that good shit, and some clothes. Go out there and just suck in water. Suck on the water. Man, it's getting steamy up in here. See if the AC works. I don't hear it making any noise. I feel air coming out. Oh man. I didn't upload yesterday. I uploaded today, Friday, which I meant to do that in the morning, but it was a little chaotic. Oh gosh, I totally forgot. That's what I wanted to talk about. I remembered a dream I had last night, which it was an insane fucking dream. My mom was a cop. I don't know why, but my mom, she had like a cop car, and she was dressed as a cop, and she had a gun and everything, and I'm like, the fuck are you doing as a cop, Mom? You shouldn't be a cop. How did you become a cop? And then I was hanging over at my cousin's house, but instead of what my cousin's, well, he's like, and it was a totally different house than they actually lived in, but my cousin and my aunt had two houses. They're close to each other. And instead of them being in the Midwest, like everybody else is in my family, they were on an island, but it was like a big island, peninsula or something. And the world was ending. It was fucking insane. So my mom was like pulling people over and trying to get people to safety and to bunker down and everything. And I don't know, my mom and my wife and my kids, they were all together. And then there was some shit going on that I had to go over to my cousin's house or something. So I go over there, and he had his like girlfriend with him, and they were like boning in the bedroom. And I walked in on them, and I was like, guys, the world's ending. They're like, we know. And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, you guys are doing it. This is fucking crazy. And then I look out the window, and I heard something, like a faint something, and I look out the window, and there was a gigantic explosion, but it wasn't like fire. It was just like the ground exploded, and it was miles and miles away, but you could see it. And I was like, oh shit, we need to get down, because there's going to be a lot of rocks flying through the sky. And the girl that was there, she was like right up next to the window. Like there was just like a curtain in the window. And she leans up against the window. She's still naked and everything. And I was like, hey, hot girl, get out of the way of the window. She's like, why? I'm like, because you need to get to the center. Rocks are going to blow through that fucking window. And right as I said that, rocks blew through the window, and it hit her in the shoulder. But she was fine. She was like, ow! And then she just walked over to where we were and then laid down on the ground. And I don't know. But then I didn't wake up yet. But like all this shit's just like falling from the sky, fucking explosions and just loud shit, and the whole ground. But it like the ground that was breaking, it all stopped like, I don't know, half a mile away from us, because I looked out the window and all the ground around us was all fucked up, and there's rocks and shit everywhere and dirt. But the house that we were in was still standing. And then I ran outside, and I was like, oh shit, I need to go find my family. And I started running through the streets, and there's people screaming and all kinds of shit, and there's still like shit falling through the sky, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then I woke up. I don't remember if I got hit or what happened, but I was like, oh fuck. And then I don't know, I woke up and I just could not go back to sleep after that. And I was like, man, that's fucking insane. Because it wasn't like a movie either. It was more like real, like one of those super realistic dreams that you have. And it was just so insane to watch. It was like if right now the ground exploded, and like just look out, if you can look out and you can see some distance, and the ground just fucking explodes, and there's just all this no dirt or no fire, no fireball, no bomb, or maybe a bomb, but there's no fire or anything. It was just the ground just fucking exploded, and there was shit flying through the air, and you're like, oh shit, and you actually had time to get to shelter before the rocks and all that shit that blew up was gonna fucking get to you. But they were like giant fucking boulders, and I don't know, somehow, some way, that house that I was in, the roof never got hit. It was just like it hit the wall or the window or something, and it just flew in and hit this girl in the shoulder. And I was like, oh, shit. And I was like, I gotta find my fucking family. What am I doing with you fucking naked bitches? And I ran out, and I don't remember what happened. But yeah, I could not go back to sleep. I was just laying awake. And then, but I'm thinking some of that had to do with all the shit that I was watching last night on Facebook. I'm pretty sure it was Israel. There was like some people, they pulled over on the side of the road and they were looking up in the night sky, and there was I thought it was like a meteor shower video, but the more I like heard that it was a different language and it kind of sounded like Israeli, I guess. Um, that was either the Iron Dome or Iran shooting missiles. Hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of missiles were being shot into that. And also, it's hard to tell anything, if anything's true these days, because a lot of people know how to edit videos and all that bullshit. So it's like, did somebody just pull over and then spin their camera around and then take the footage home and then edit it? Or is that like for real? And because on the news that we're hearing is all of it, that sounds like some actual shit that's going on over there. And I haven't listened to the Presidential Daily Brief. It's a podcast with Mike Baker. I haven't listened to that in a while. Mainly just because I'm tired of keeping up with, I don't know how that guy does it. Like, he's got twice a day, he does a 30-minute podcast where he gets all of the information out there. And it's just like, how do you have the time in the day to sit there? And it's like, it sounds like he's actually reading off of something that he wrote. And it's like, how are you getting all that information so, compact and tight, But, yeah, that's a good podcast to listen to. It's the Presidential Daily Brief with Mike Baker. He's a really cool guy. He's been on Joe Rogan a handful of times. He was just on there recently. But, man, it's not looking good. Like, I guess I also heard that the U.S. is also helping shoot down some of the rockets from Iran. And I don't know if you guys remember, but Iran had some sort of a nuclear deal under Obama, and Trump shut it down, I believe. But it's like, okay, Iran also has the capability to create nukes, and that's not good. Because I feel like Iran, they're kind of new to well, I don't know if they're new to the party, but they're new to the nukes, and they're just like, yeah, we can just shoot this shit off. We'll fucking rape and pillage towns in our own country just because we feel like it. It's like, I mean, according to what I fucking see, it's just a fucking crazy in the Middle East. Just fucking crazy shit going on over there all the time. Terrorist groups running running their military, running their government. It's just like, how does anybody get anything done over there? That's fucking insane. But my kind of belief on that type of shit, like Ukraine, like sometimes you got to let nature take its course, and unfortunately, humans are part of nature, and it's not good. I don't want Ukraine to be fucking destroyed and people to die. I just don't. Where did the responsibility fall on the United States to do that? And I heard some shit the other day that really made me think about it. Also, is Ukraine has some very good natural minerals or whatever. They're in their ground, and part of us sending them so much money is they're repaying us with their land, which is like, what? So we're like, yeah, we're good. I don't know, because the way it is portrayed mostly to you is that we're just giving away all this money so Ukraine will win or not die yet. And but we are receiving something for the money. But okay, we have so many billions of dollars to send over there. Can we please work on sending a couple of those billions, you know, just down a few states from fucking Washington D.C.? Just send that instead of sending that money all the way across the ocean. How about we just send it, a couple states down and help these fucking guys that are in the flood? Help out those people out in Maui. The people in Flint, Michigan that I don't think they still don't have clean fucking water. Can we, help out some of the people that are in our immediate area? My wife told me that some of those people they're gonna be receiving like a $350 paycheck a week for a while because their jobs got washed down the river, literally, and their house and their grandma. Here's $300, figure it out. Well, that's not working. Plus with the port strike, and then people going nuts because I've been seeing a lot of people are like, oh, if you're gonna buy stuff at Sam's Club, better buy it now. Well, that's the Sam's Clubs and stuff out there. Yeah, people are panicking out there because they have nothing, so they're buying up all the shit out of all the stores in the area around North Carolina, in Tennessee. So, but that's not, I don't think it's affecting us here at all. But people were freaking out about the port strike, and that's, even though it only went on a couple of days, that shit's got to be running around the clock to keep up. And shutting down for even a day it won't be it'll be bad, but it won't be that bad. But shutting down for 3 days of nothing coming in and going out, how much of those goods are now spoiled? Because we receive a lot of shit from overseas. Now we're still getting shit from California, but I feel like the east side of the United States is gonna have an issue not receiving all those goods and stuff. Also, I think I've brought it up before, is the United States sending all over those billions of dollars to the Ukraine is also keeping the American dollar, the USD, powerful. Because there is a strong fight to make the world currency, which is the USD, to make it into the yen. Started out as people blew it off, but it's starting to gain some traction. And if the American dollar isn't the world currency anymore, then that's going to be really bad. It's going to change a lot of shit. So that's what my stepdad was bringing up. He's like, yeah, we're pumping billions and billions of dollars into the world economy to keep it afloat. I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense. But my stepdad, I don't know, he's totally different. He's a Trumper, he's a conservative, but he sees different shit than I do, apparently. I don't know. He sees things in a different way. Especially with the COVID thing, because he went out and got all of his boosters, all of his vaccines, all that shit, and it's just like, how have you Who's been giving you information on all that stuff? Like the Surgeon General, the fucking uh, the what is it called? The DEC? No, the CED, the WHO. I don't know. Like who's giving you your information? Because it sounds like you haven't been receiving the right information if you still believe the COVID vaccine and boosters are anything. Like I don't know. I am not getting any more COVID anything. I will definitely refuse anything if it's offered to me like that. And they're trying to mix the flu and the COVID vaccine together, and it's just like, hey, I might want to get the flu shot, but not if it's got the COVID shit in there. I was vaccinated. I got 2 shots, and I felt like complete shit. And they said, oh, that means it's working. I'm like, okay, well, this fucking blows. It's not cool to have this. And then I got COVID after that because I didn't even have COVID. I got the vaccine so I wouldn't get COVID, and then I got COVID. And then, like, oh, it stops transmission. Like, from who? It stops me from turning into a girl? What transition you talking about? It did not work for keeping the COVID away because I got the COVID. And it was rough. Um, yeah. I was taking a shitload of vitamins. Now I haven't taken vitamins in a while. I just feel like I'm getting a lot of vitamins out of the meat and stuff, but I don't know. Listening to Joe Rogan, he still is taking a whole panel of vitamins every day, and it's like, maybe I should still be taking some vitamins. But the vitamins that I had, the more I looked into them, the more I realized they were bad. So it was really whenever I found out the 5-hour energies had all that cyanocobalamin in it, the B12, that type of B12. There's other good types of B12, but they're more expensive, so they're rarely used. And they're in everything. They're in mainly drinks, I believe, the B12 and pills. So if you go to get vitamins, you get the Super B with C or whatever. I don't know. That's what I got. The Nature's Made vitamins. They have this. They have a shitload of cyanocobalamin in it, and it's like that's not the good. That's not the good one. That's not the one you want. You want the methocobalamin, or there's another one that's like a cyanocobalamin or something. Or not cyan. Well, the cyno is the bad one. I think it starts with an S though. Synthocobalamin, methocobalamin, cyanocobalamin is the bad one. And yeah, it's in like a lot of drinks, dude. Like, go look at the healthy drinks that they say. I did air quotes to myself just there. The healthy drinks, they all have the cyanocobalamin in it. One energy drink that doesn't have it is called Ghost. So, but I don't do any of those energy drinks anymore. But something was up with me yesterday. I was like so tired on my way home from work. The only thing I ate yesterday was 3 mozzarella cheese sticks and 1 beef stick, and then I got home and then I had those wings. But it was before I got home. I was so fucking tired. I don't know what it was. It was so weird because that's how I used to feel every fucking day. And now I'm like, all right, maybe I've been cheating way too much, which I mean, I have been cheating a little bit here and there, but that's nothing compared to what I was doing to my body. So I don't know what the hell happened to me yesterday, but I was like so fucking tired. I wanted to pull over and take a nap, like a 5-minute power nap, because it was hard for me to deal with the fucking traffic and shit. Um, Yeah, stopped in my store, picked up my chew, 3 rolls of chew, 2 cases of alcohol, and also I got 2 bags of pork rinds. Sweet, mild barbecue. I have not had those ones yet, so I grabbed 2 bags of it, and brought one with me today. I'm hoping I like them. If I don't like them, I'm still going to eat them. There's an armadillo. Once you head east, for some reason, you'll start seeing armadillos on the side of the road. I've never seen one alive. I have never seen, no matter, even down in Oklahoma, all that, I've never seen a live moving armadillo. They've all been dead on the side of the road. It's so weird, and they're like migrating more north. I don't know if that's just a natural thing that they're doing. They're moving north and west or east or whatever. I don't know. Fantasy Ranch Gentlemen's Club. I've been there once. I've been to the titty club. I've only been to 2 titty clubs. Or I've been to a titty club 2 times. The first time I went to a titty club, the fucking stripper knew my name. She knew my name. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you're Kevin." I'm like, "Whoa, what are you talking about?" She's like, "You used to message me on fucking MySpace." I'm like, and this was, I guess MySpace was gone for a while at that point in time, but I'm like, how do you even remember that? I don't remember you. She's like, "Yeah, we used to talk on there." I'm like, I don't even know who you are. Which it should have been the other way around. Like the girl should have been like, I'd never even met you. But she like recognized me in a dark gentleman's club. She knew my entire name. And I'm like, whoa, this is weird. And I was single at the time. And I ended up I spent my entire fucking paycheck on that chick. I had just gotten paid, and I blew the entire paycheck at the strip club on her. And then I met up with her the next morning, or next day. We hung out. We went out to eat. We went to the Cirillas, which is like the sex shop. Went to the sex shop. She wanted me to pick out an outfit for her, so I did. And then we went home, and I thought she was going to put it on for me, and then she fell asleep. And then I left. And I'm not kidding. Like, she called me later on when she woke up. She's like, "Hey, I'm so sorry, I fell asleep." I'm like, "Yeah, it's okay." And I never talked to her again. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Like, I try not to be a judgmental guy, but it's like, strippers, I like you at the clubs. I don't really think I need to have any of that outside of the club, you know. And I've only been twice. The second time I went was with my Florida boy buddy, and he ended up taking a real liking to this black chick out there. Him and her were walking around back and forth, doing this, doing that. He was throwing money at her on the stage. And then my other buddy was there, and there's this fucking, she was, I'm sorry, but I thought when you go into a strip club, all bets are like, you can say whatever the fuck you want to these girls. That's what I thought, because I'm a nice guy, but I got into the club and I was like, I don't think you're cute. And this girl got really pissed off at me, because she was like, "Do you want to go back to the bed with me?" I was like, "Not you, but her over there. That one's hot. I don't really want to go with you." And she got really pissed off at me. I'm like, I what? Like, I'm sorry, but my other buddy, he liked her. I was like, she looks a little. She looks like she might have had to done the 7th grade twice or something. I don't know. She didn't look good to me at the time. So yeah, I ended up going back with that other girl, the girl that I did like, and it was funny. I think I told you this guys once before, but I went back. I watched her, and she took some old dude in the back behind a curtain, and I went and I went over there and I opened up the curtain, and she's in there just riding on this guy. And I was like, hey, whenever you're done here, can you come see me? And the dude's like, get the fuck out. And she's like, I'll come see you, baby. I'm like, okay. So the dude was like, I interrupted his bed dance or his lap dance or private dance or whatever the fuck you call it. I interrupted that to say, hey, whenever you're done riding this guy's dick, will you please ride mine? And she held up to her deal, and so as soon as the song was over, whatever, the guy only paid for one song, which that guy probably should have been like, I'm gonna keep paying for songs because that fucking kid came in here and annoyed the fuck out of me. I'm gonna hold on to you. That's probably what he should have done. But no, he did one song, and I went over to the DJ and I said, hey man, do you take requests? And he's like, yeah, sure. I was like, what is the longest song on your fucking playlist? He's like, Free Bird. And I said, that's what I want. Will you please play that song? And just get this, I'm going to go with that chick, and I'm going to get like a 14-minute fucking lap dance for one song. Thrifty is what they call me at the strip club. Tell you what, I got in there, and she's like, this is a long song. I was like, yeah, it is. She's pretty cute. She was the one, because I had done a couple of different dances with different girls or whatever. But those other girls, I don't know. So I tried to be in the regular world. You're all beautiful. You're all fine. Live your lives. But when you're in the strip club and they let you touch them on their sides and their legs or whatever, no touching the titties, no touching the JJ or the ass, apparently. But she's like, you can put your hands on my sides right here. And I was like, boner, 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 boner. But all the other girls, like, their skin felt like a loose bag. I don't know. It was like, okay, you've had a couple of kids, I can feel. Maybe you were a little chubby at one time, but now you're on the meth. I don't know. I don't know what it was. And I'm being a little insensitive here. But the one chick that I got, no. Silky, smooth, tight, and firm. Oh, God, it was awesome. But those days are long gone. I was a young kid at the time. Well, I was over 18. But that's still a young kid. I think I was 18. And I think that was after I broke up with my one girlfriend. The one that took my seed, and I took her flower. She gone. And then I was so distraught over it. I thought the world was ending, and I went to the strip club, and the world was fine after that. But yeah, I don't know. What is the strip club etiquette? I have no idea what that is. Are you allowed to fucking be like, you look like a dog, not a cute dog either, and then you're like, you're cute as a bunny. Bring that in here. You're allowed to do that because I mean I'm paying for service from and I get a choice, right? I don't know. But yeah, turning girls down at the strip club, it's like, I don't know, apparently they get pissed off at it. Because yeah, if you go in there and they're like all hot chicks, and then the one, she's on D squad, shows up and comes over to you, you're supposed to be like, okay, well, I guess this is the one I get. No, that's not how it works. You go in there, it's all eye candy. Which one do you want to look at? Which one do you want to fucking blow on your zipper? That one chick that apparently knew me, she blew on my fucking zipper. She would just do I don't know, it was a weird thing. I was like, this is interesting. Very interesting. Cool. I like this. Let's get out of here. I don't know. But I don't know. I'm kind of, it's probably a good thing I didn't get with her. But, the strippers are also, they're held to a little bit of a higher standard, aren't they? They gotta go in and be tested and all that. You would think that they listen. You can't have HIV and be a stripper. I'm sorry. You're super hot, but if you give clients fucking hepatitis, I'm gonna be in trouble. Those dirty dogs that run them strip clubs. Oh gosh, how does that even work? It's like the same thing as Hooters. Like, how do you? Is that? Are you an equal opportunity employer here? I don't think so. I ain't never seen a one-legged woman at the Hooters. But which one? So there's two like sexually sexual restaurants. It's Hooters and Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, all the girls they wore like super duper short tan shorts, and then or brown or I don't know, and then they have like a flannel bikini thing or like just a cut off shirt. And then Hooters, they wear like the crop top thing tucked, but it's tucked in. Over at Twin Peaks, you can see the belly. I don't know, but neither one of I think Twin Peaks has better food. But I don't know. I don't go to those places. I don't. It's weird. It's kind of weird. I'm glad they're around. A lot of people do enjoy them, but I don't think I need to go to those places. I can get good chicken wings somewhere else. Damn, you gonna stop, bitch? I'm about to took your fucking ass out. I'm doing 70. Lady was pulling up to the fucking stop sign on this highway, and I did not look like she was gonna not stop. She was just gonna look past me and just run the stop sign and run across the highway. I was gonna about take her the fuck out. I'll take you to Hooters. Here's my turn. I'm only about 6 minutes away. Um, yeah, this should be an interesting day. I'm going to be running back and forth to the landfill, the Warrensburg landfill from Warrensburg. And I gotta be done. I gotta leave here by 2, and that only gives me 4 hours because it's already 10. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Y'all take it easy. Keep all 18 down. Adios.